Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another monthly net worth update. So if you're new here, my name is Brittany Morgan and every month I go through my net worth line by line. I'll go through every single one of my accounts, what the balances are and what the changes were month over month. I'll also go through my income for the month and break it down before heading into some life updates. So let's go ahead and jump right in. To recap from August 2023, my net worth at the end of last month was $122,904. The equity that I have in the condo I own back in Calgary sits at $53,519, and that's an increase from August of $442. If you don't know, I have tenants in that place. The increase is pretty much the same month over month. My RRSP, or Registered Retirement Savings Plan, sits at a balance of $48,320. This is seeing the biggest decrease this month of $2,057. My DCPP, or Defined Contribution Pension Plan, sits at a balance of $3,533, and that is a small decrease of $147 from August. My TFSA, or tax-free savings account, sits at $11,572. That's a decrease from the previous month of $653. The vehicle that I own with my partner in New Zealand is valued for my half at $1,500. And then the last item on this list is my cash account, and I currently have $1,402. That is a decrease from August of $643. That brings our grand total net worth for September 2023 to $119,846. That's a total decrease of $3,058. This one hurts, you guys. I've dipped below the $120,000 mark. I really didn't want to dip below $120,000 while we're taking this year to travel and explore New Zealand. But the markets have been pretty horrible this month. I'm sure if you're an investor yourself, you've noticed that pretty much everything has gone down and it will recover in time. But September was a tough month on the markets, and you can see that reflected in my net worth. I also had quite low income. I did work part-time for a portion of September, and I only brought in a little bit, so let's jump right into income. In August, I made $500 in rent. This is the same every month. I also made $147 in YouTube AdSense income and $100 on the credit card referral program that I'm part of with Brim Financial. This is not affiliated with them in any way, but I do have a code that people can use when they sign up. It's just a normal everyday code for everybody, and that's actually been bringing in a decent amount. From my part-time job, I ended up making just $578, which brings the total income for August to $1,325. So you can see I did not make a lot in income, and my expenses were still pretty much the same, so I did have to dip into my cash account to cover some of those items. It is tough seeing the net worth dip, but I know that I worked really hard for a long time to make that money, and now I'm able to relax and enjoy it and focus on other things. So I'm doing my best to not go crazy when the market is going through a dip like this. Also, if you don't know, I do have about 5,000 shares in an investment called Cielo Waste Solutions that I'm down about $4,000 on. They're supposed to be coming out with some good news in the next few months, so fingers crossed that that recovers, and the market, of course, will recover. So now we're gonna jump into some life updates. Well, I was working part-time at a kombucha brewery here in Nelson, New Zealand, and I did end up leaving that job about 2 weeks ago. The pay was just way too low for the amount of work that was involved, and it just wasn't the right fit. I really do think that was the best decision for me to leave that job, and I am still going to be looking for a different role while we're still in New Zealand, possibly working at a brewery or maybe even working on a hop farm or a berry farm in the summer. We'll see. We've still got a couple of months of spring, so I'm on the lookout, but I'm definitely not in a rush to get back into work. So because I'm not working in any capacity in a traditional role, it means I have all of my time to focus on YouTube in creating content for you guys. So thank you so much if you're new to the channel or if you've been with me for a long time. I really, really appreciate the support. The more that you guys watch my videos, the more that you like, the more that you comment, the more that you guys join the family and subscribe, it means that I potentially make a little bit more money every month, and it's also motivating for me to continue to make videos. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for being here and for watching this. I did also decide to go back and do a bit of studying. So if you guys don't know, there is a beer equivalent of essentially a sommelier in the wine community called a cicerone. So I ended up achieving my level 1 out of 4. So level 1 is a certified beer server. It just means that I have a little bit more knowledge in the beer world, and I've been really interested in picking up homebrewing. So that might be something that you are going to see on the channel in the future. I just don't want to sink too much money into it because I don't drink alcohol that much. But I do actually want to focus on brewing more low ABV or even no alcohol beers, so stay tuned for some cool content coming around that. I also ended up joining an organization called Pink Boots, New Zealand and Canada. Pink Boots is a not-for-profit organization that helps women in the fermented beverage industry, including beer and kombucha, wine, spirits, pretty much anything like that. I've already joined a few of their webinars and they've been great. I'm really looking forward to sticking with the organization and seeing what comes of it. So we've been in Nelson now for just about a month, which is wild. I can't believe it's already been that long and we're already into October. We're feeling quite settled in Nelson. We're really loving our apartment and the area we're in. The only downside really is that the street that we're right on is extremely noisy during the day. Thankfully, it's quiet at night, but we're gonna see what it's like in the summer. I cannot wait to spend an entire summer in Nelson. We have so much exploring to do. I actually just went to Kaharangi National Park yesterday and did a hike. You'll see that in an upcoming vlog, but we need to go back to Abel Tasman. We also have Nelson Lakes National Park, and there's so much exploring in Nelson itself that we need to do. I have a long list, so stay tuned for some amazing content to come. For travel plans, we're going to be going back to Wellington again in October for some women's rugby and potentially for a really cool beer fest. So we're only going for a couple nights, but instead of flying, we're going to take the Inter-Islander ferry to and from Picton, because the first time we took that on the way down to the South Island, it was in the middle of the night. We did not get to see that area at all going into Picton with all the beautiful sounds and the mountains. So looking forward to doing that trip again, and I can't wait to share that experience with you guys. It was a lot cheaper to take the ferry than to fly. It was about $60 per person each way to take the ferry, and then the flight was I think around $300 per person round trip. I know it takes a lot more time to take the ferry. It's a 2-hour drive and then it's a 3-hour ferry ride. So it's pretty much a full day of travel, but it's actually part of our trip and we're so looking forward to it. So thank you guys so much for joining me for this video. I would love to hear from you down in the comments below about how your month was. I know the markets were horrible, but all we can do is try to ignore it and keep living our lives and keep investing if we can. I'll see you guys really soon in the next video. Bye.